So this video is about creating more complex shapes for supershells. Now we know that our users really love using supershells because of their very intelligent meshing capabilities. But the initial entering of supershells can be time-consuming for complex shapes. So for that, we have a very nice feature which I want to talk about in this video. And to use that feature, we first need to create the complex shape, not by using supershells, but by using the parametric solids. So as you know, we have parametric solids like torus spherical head, boxes, cylinders, cones, pyramids, spheres, torus, transition solids, which are very important for various industries, surfaces of revolution, which can be very useful, extrusions, once again, which can be very useful, tapered solids, etc. And then once we are happy with those, what we can do is we can actually cut those generic solids with parametric cuts. So for example, over here, I've created a cone out from this cone command, but then I've created this indentation inside the cone by using a spherical cut on it. So by using these cuts over here, the parametric cuts, or any other cut which you might prefer, but the parametric cuts are very useful as well. You can even use extrusion cuts or tapered cuts. So basically, almost any kind of modeling which you might need to do, you will more often than not. So let's create a torus spherical head, for example. Let's select a point, and we can select an x-axis and a y-axis. I'm just going to right-click for default selection. So you can make any kind of a complex geometry which you want. So let me create a transition solid over here, for example. What all you need to do is select a parametric circle which you can create from here, or a parametric rectangle which you create from here, and then just select the circle and the rectangle, and your transition surface will be created. You can then you could have modified the number of the count of the circle, etc. before you did this. But once you have your basic complex geometry available for you, all you need to do is go to your supershell tools and go to the supershell from surface command. And this is extremely useful because what this allows you to do is extremely quickly you can go over these surfaces and just click on them. And as you click on them, Comosys will start creating supershells on them. And this feature is then extremely useful because now you can, once you have the supershells ready, you can just go on and do your meshing, for example. Now, once we have the supershells ready, we can change their draw mode. I prefer to work in the other kind of drawing style, so let me just do a on-the-fly filtering. Select the supershells, double-click on that, and when the dialog box opens, I can just say use the contoured solid 2D as my draw mode. And when I do that, they really become thin and inside the plane. I can even hide this if I want. And now I can go in and change my my mesh parameter, for example, create a smaller mesh, and I can say mesh, and what it will do is I'm sorry, if I say mesh, it will create the mesh, the preview of the mesh on the screen. And now, as you can see, by using this this feature of creating these supershells on the surfaces, I have managed to very quickly create this complex shape. So over here, we have a different example in which I have cut a cone, and from the cut cone, I have once again used the supershell from surface command to create these 4 supershells, which are now cut along the line of that spherical cut. And once I'm done with that, I can just select the supershells, change their density to whatever number I want. I can change their view settings as I want. And so now you can see them over there. And if I just press the mesh button, you can see that they've been meshed along the surface over there. Here we have a transition solid. So let's once again go to our supershell from surface command and just basically click over the surfaces which will automatically come up on the screen. And once you're done with that, like I said, all you need to do is just select everything on the fly filtering, go to supershells, double click on that, use the contoured solid, change the mesh density if you want. And once you're okay with that, all you need to do is press the mesh button and your mesh will be ready for that complex shape. This technique of creating complex supershells very quickly, and then obviously using the very powerful meshing techniques available within Comosys, is extremely useful, and you can use these methods to create very complicated supershells, and then obviously go ahead and use the intelligence of the supershells to quickly mesh them, apply the loads, and analyze them, and get the results which you want.